Hello, everyone. So great to be here with you. I've been in a really big show tunes mood, but today, we are going over mastering magic and releasing the ego. This is not going to be a very long live because we do have Z School for the Gifted tonight, and we're going over shielding and protection. So if you haven't signed up yet, I highly recommend you do it. Each class has a different theme, and I'm going over some best practices and things like that in tonight's class. I might also do a little preview meditation of a tethering and protection meditation that might be dropping on Insight Timer with the group. Hi, Victoria. How are you? How are you? How's it going? How's your energy today? I'm going to drink my usual drink. Also, if you haven't downloaded the calendar, the event calendar, it's in the description now of every single YouTube video, and it's going to say event calendar. And I do live updates on there because I've been doing some shifts with my blog, doing some shifts with class times and all that sort of thing. So if you want to know exactly when class times are, that's where you're going to find them. So I am divine. I love that. Thanks for asking. How are you feeling? I'm feeling great. I have been having a lot of fun with my rituals. I've had a busy day actually today, and I was just very much so sitting in my magic, which I absolutely love doing. And I just feel so, yeah, I feel really good. Some days are better than others, and after last night, I couldn't help but go to sleep laughing, and so I feel great today. Do have some moments of weirdness, but overall so good. Thank you for asking. So the reason why I wanted to create today's talk about mastering magic and releasing the ego, and also Thursdays are for mastering magic. And so the reason why I wanted to do it is because a lot of the times people are wondering what actually happens when you do your candle working, what actually happens when you do your cord cutting, when you do your prayers, when you're cleansing your house, making oils, creating charms for yourself, charming your own jewelry, doing, I don't know, whatever sort of magic you want to do. And there's this huge part, I'm being intentional about my thoughts today. There's this huge part to magic and spirituality that I do want to remind everybody about is there is a process of mastering your magic that must include you having a practice to release your ego, because your ego is going to be the one thing that keeps you from actually, one, using your magic, two, believing in your magic, and three, allowing your magic to work. It always works. But if your ego is in the forefront of all of your workings, you're going to manifest the outcome that you do not want. And I see it happen all the time as people begin to like, whether or not you want to call it magic, rituals, workings, I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you call it. Hold on. What do I do with candles after I burn them? The glass bottles. If you can recycle them, I highly recommend that. Protect Pachamama. Most people get rid of them, throw them away. I always try and recycle everything I can. Some practitioners say that you should seriously get rid of it so the energy doesn't come near you. It also depends on what kind of working you did. But still, I'm big on recycling. I recycle everything my magic's baller. So, but if some people, if it's a banishing or a cord cutting, they usually throw it away or something like that. But I don't like doing that to Mother Earth. And so I believe that we should also treat Mother Earth respectfully. So yeah. Hi, Elle. How's it going? I'm still under the weather a bit. Hope you're all doing well. I am sending you lots of love. I hope you start feeling good soon. Recycle and do what though? What do you mean? What's the rest of your question? Recycle and do what? I don't know what you're talking about. Recycle the glass. Are you asking what to do after that? Can you be more specific so I know how to help you? I need help with something specific. What? Hi. How's it going? What specific thing do you need? People, be specific. Literally. Much healing and good health to you, all y'all are so sweet. Recycle, throw away, or recycle and reuse. I don't reuse. I recycle. If you need if anybody needs money, go take it to a recycling thing and get money for your glass. That's a good way to use it. You can reuse it if you want to, if you have the wax to fill something else in there. But if it's like a banishing or anything like that, like I wouldn't reuse it because it's like you've already put banishing energy on it. If it's like a crown of success and it was successful, then you could reuse it if you want to, but I would melt everything out of it, clean it, cleanse it. Recycle as in get it out of your energy. I wonder if you could give me the right spell work to do for it. It's not going to sound weird. This call is literally called Mastering Magic. You're in the right place. How was your night after that live? Hopefully it was more peaceful. Yeah, it was super peaceful. I actually so I had to do a little bit of work, close out some candle workings, and then I needed to send a couple emails and arrange things for today. And then I like cleansed myself, took a shower, and then I went to bed. I went to bed, but in bed I did a bunch of journaling and I was like falling asleep. So it felt really good. But I also cleansed my space, protected it, make sure people weren't going to disturb me before I went to sleep. And did some mirror things and whatnot. So it was great. Thank you for asking. Yesterday was just a weird day. And the minute I went in there, that cat was there again, just standing there meowing, meowing at me, saying hello. Any specific day today? Is that what's happening? It's energy. It's all the days you can consider up to the equinox or special days, portal days. Cleansing. You need to be clearing. But there is this who does mind magic with me at work or telepathy. I don't know. And she's using it to make everybody think I am the one doing it. In what sense? I need something to reverse her-ish back on her. So we're not going to send it back to her, but I mean, if you choose to, but you would just do a return to sender. But I would not do it with the energy that you have right now. You should never do a working if you're like, not that you feel upset, but like if you have that kind of revengey energy, don't do the working. But you would just do you would just do a return to sender. Return to sender. A candle working. You can use 2 candles if you want. If you don't have 2 candles, you can use 1 candle, your petition paper. You can use some herbs as well, depending on how you set it up. If you do 2 candles, you can do herbs around the center. If you have statues, you can use statues as well. But you could do like a cord cutting and a return to sender. That's what I would do. But I would settle your own energy first. Because most of the time when we do those cord cuttings and things like that, if you're not in a balanced energy, and you're not coming from a place of like not that you have to be compassionate towards them, but compassionate for yourself. Like, what is the motive of you actually doing it? It's going to slingshot back onto you anyways, because like that's just how it happens, or you'll grow another attachment to them. Right. So there's no point in doing magic with magic apart. Like the strongest workings always come when you have the inner balance and the self-worth and all that. That's going to be your first line of defense. If you say that you're like more powerful than they are, and they're not going to get to you, and you know how to shield and protect, which is what I'm teaching tonight, then it shouldn't affect you to begin with. But if it's aggravating you, that's something else you want to address first, and then do your workings so that they actually work. Let me know if that makes sense. How do I know if it was successful? You need to tell me what working you did. Like what kind of working you did. Every working is different. So there's different ways to tell whether or not it was successful. Like every thought she sends out to come back to her reversed. Yeah, so start with shielding your energy so that you don't pick up anything first, because start with shielding and protecting and cleansing yourself so you don't receive it at all. And then you can just do a return to sender. A return to sender. You could do two candles. One for them, one for you. And you can do a cord around them and just let it burn down. But you can also just make it about like you're no longer receiving, those types of messages or energy. I just got bit by a spider. Yay! I keep feeling dizzy when I stand up. I feel like that's way too loud. Can you hear my fan? I keep feeling dizzy when I stand up. I'm like, my world is topsy-turvy right now. Be careful. Do you have a neti pot, Elle? I was saying an unspecific day today. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's funny because I'm like, I want to help you, but no one's being super specific. It's a lot of BS. She goes to other people. Like if she says Feria is evil, everybody instantly thinks I'm evil. But why do you care what they think anyways? That's the first part. That's going to be your biggest defense. If you don't acknowledge it and you know you're not, that's going to energetically stop a lot of that. And then do your cord cuttings and reversals and protections and all that. And it'll help with that. But the more like you think about it or make space for it in your energy, the more her energy grows. I'll try it. Good. I had very significant dreams last night. I journaled them. Very vivid people in my life or who were in my life popped up. Ooh, fun. Any fun stories, you're welcome to write them in the chat. I lit a red and purple candle, one for protection and one for my intuition. So did you see anything change with your intuition, and how do you feel about your protection? Because everybody has different like protection rituals. Did you pray to anyone for the red candle? Or can I do something so she's no longer allowed to think about me? You can't really control what people think about you. And I don't recommend, like, I don't do vengeful magic. That falls into that realm of like manipulating someone else's actions, because everybody has free will. So it doesn't matter anyways. So you can do stuff like some people do things like a keep quiet candle, which is kind of like, it doesn't necessarily stop the person from talking about it, but sometimes it does. Or it like keeps them from gossiping. Sometimes I will do that for someone if it's like really harmful. So like some practitioners call it like a shut up candle or shut up working, keep quiet, that kind of stuff. You can do that, but if you want them to stop thinking about you, and you need to cut the cords, cut the energetic cords. That's what's keeping you together. And because you keep focusing on it, you keep pinging the cord. So when you do your cords, make sure you, like, if you have body candles, like, make sure you wrap it around your head, their head, your heart, their heart, like all sorts of stuff that are connected, right? Because obviously it's affecting how you feel. Obviously you're thinking about it, they're thinking about it, they're speaking about it. So you can put it around their mouth, like that kind of stuff. And then you can cut all the cords. It needs to be severed and then return to center. It's the same working. It does the same thing. And then if you feel like doing like a shut up or a keep quiet, you can definitely do that. But like the energy cut is going to be the most important, but you have to work on not worrying about it too, so you don't reattach. They come at me then. Oh, do they say things to you at work? I have a saline rinse. I don't know if I have the packets for it. Maybe I'll just heat up water and do steam inhalation. Yeah, a saline rinse is going to be better. I work till 12 p.m. all week because of them. Are you able to change jobs, or do you have to stay in that job? Hi, Dee. My boyfriend's bro was there. That was interesting. He told me something about his relationship. My boyfriend ex was there. We made amends. My dad was there on a plane with me doing a physics equation. That's so funny, especially because what we were talking about recently. So a relationships. How's it going? It's going. That's for D. D, how's it going? I feel like I'm much closer to angels. When I ask, it is given. I can see the works. I didn't pray to a specific entity. Okay, that's cool. I was just wondering. However, I prayed for protection. Beautiful. Yeah, if you feel closer to the angels, then, and the angels came, then that means your angels are the ones who are usually protecting you. So then your candle did work, yes. I really don't, but she wants to be me and get rid of me, basically, because ambitions wise for her career, I'm bad. Well, it's all very strategic from her part, I think. No attachment, no emotions. I don't want to lose my job. Well, you wouldn't be losing your job. Are you able to get a different job? Like, because sometimes, like, to me, it's either you do the energy work and you cut it and you stop talking about it in a way, like, because that's how it works. Like, you have to cut the energy and then you have to do the healing, like the healing and grieving around how these people are treating you. And then you should also be asking yourself if that's an environment that you actually want to stay in, because it doesn't sound like it's healthy for you. And it sounds like you're actually being bullied. So, like, it might be advantageous to be in a different working environment. I don't know if you work with your guides and things like that. So maybe it would be good to ask your guides to see, because you might have another opportunity and another opportunity. I almost said ending. So maybe it's an ending. Another opportunity coming, because it is, eclipse season and things like that. And we're heading towards a new moon and an equinox. So things that are not being handled are going to get worse before you handle them. So, like, do as much as a clearing, cleansing, cutting, but also decide what's best for you. It might be a part of that journey. You never know. But it usually happens before the equinox anyways, because it's a deeply reflective time to look at who you are as a person and your decisions. And so, like, are you able to apply for different jobs instead of just quitting your job? Because that would be you losing your job. But, like, is there a reality where you can have a plan where you choose to do something else that's better for you, is what I'm basically saying. But because it's just a lot going on right now. And it definitely falls into what I was kind of mentioning around releasing the ego, right? Because our ego is what's going to tell us that we need to focus and be attached to our environment or certain people around us, but that also stifles our magic a lot. It stifles our manifestations. It stifles our happiness. And so in order for us to thrive and go on the journey of releasing our ego and ascending to a point where you can achieve that bliss and that happiness every single day and balance relationships and not have to worry about people gossiping you, sometimes you have, or gossiping about you, sometimes you have to choose a different path. And choose yourself, right? Because that's how your magic is going to work. Like there's been a lot of times in my life where people have done the same thing, and like in some situations, you know, I did choose to stay. Looking back, like was it the best idea? Probably not. Probably not, because I feel now like very stable and grounded, and I know my worth, and so those people were never worth my time or energy. And so when you're expending that much energy thinking about it or worrying about it or allowing it to affect your life, it says it should point out to you, one, how much energy you're using to focus on something that you can't really control. Two, how little like accountability sometimes we're actually living in our day-to-day life and allowing ourselves to be subjected to trauma instead of choosing to get ourselves out of it. And the third one is expecting your external gifts like your candle magic and all those things to actually make the decisions for you, when candle magic and workings are there to support your journey and enhance your magic. They're there to enhance it. It's going to enhance whatever you put out there. So if you do a candle working and you're not balanced and you're not grounded and you don't have a good intention and you haven't asked the spiritual realm if it's the right thing to do and you're just operating from your ego, it's going to slap you in the face harder than you don't even know what. And then you're going to be stuck on the karmic wheel again, trying to figure shit out. And until everybody takes accountability and you do your healing and, you know, make that decision that I'm going to cut the cords energetically and I'm going to work on my worth and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? Because that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, they don't matter. Like the people who are irritating your egos and emotions, like, they can only irritate you as far as your ego exists. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like a lifelong journey of healing and releasing your ego or overcoming your ego or not allowing your ego to run your life. But again, like, you can only really be as hurt as your ego is big. That just helped it click for me too, that that's what I am doing, releasing the ego, etc., embracing magic. That's totes true for me. Thank you for saying. Yeah, happy to share. Like, it's all like our healing journey and our magic they're all intertwined. No ego there, I swear, but it is a comfortable job and the perfect fit for me. Then you should fight for that. You should fight for that. But it, you know, you really have to. They can't get to you. So what do you need to do to make sure that they don't get to who you are? Like, do you need boundaries with them? If only people were not sabotaging me all the time. Yeah, people only sabotage you as far as you allow them to sabotage you. Trust me. I've been in plenty of cushy jobs and wretched situations. When we stop also sabotaging ourselves, people aren't allowed to sabotage us anymore, because we see it a mile away and we know that it doesn't matter no matter how hard they try, because whatever is meant for you always finds you. So if that's the case, then like they will reap their karma, but you can't let your energy drop or anything like that. That's why I just say, like, do your energetic cord cutting, and if you need to do a return to sender, like, ask your guides about return to sender, because they're just see it, like, you know, if anything, sometimes when people act like that, like, I just sit there and I'm just like, it must be really hard to be that upset and that angry and have that much misguided anger at someone like me. Right? It's like it's harder for them to carry that burden than for you to just be happy and keep going up about your life, because that's, you know how people say like your joy is the best revenge. Like just like be as happy as you can be, and do your best to not let them get to you, especially because they don't deserve any of your time and energy. So the minute you stop giving it to them, the less they could take from you. And it doesn't matter, you know, because it's going to irritate them that you're unbothered. Be unbothered. Be fully and wholeheartedly unbothered, and just see, because they're gonna sense that energy. They're gonna sense that you don't care, and then they're gonna get bored with it, right? They're gonna get bored with it. But because you energetically are picking up on it and are like, I want them to stop like all these feelings, and they're gonna feel that, like they know that they're getting to you. So just like be happy, be obnoxiously happy. Like be so unbothered, have the best fucking day tomorrow. Like have the best week of your lifetime. Like I don't even know. Do you like coffee? Go in with a big old coffee, just with a smile on your face. If you see one of them, be like, how are you doing? How are you doing? You know, just 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 engage. You know what I mean? Take the space back. Take the space back. I was going to say that too about sabotaging ourselves. Yeah, it's true. Are we going to let ourselves be the victims of our own lives? Also, this I've had to learn, it's common also. Yeah. Why be a victim to your own life? Just live your life. It doesn't matter. Let them be a victim to their own energy. You know, it's like if they get upset, just be like, wow, you seem really upset. Right? It kind of reminds me, you know, from Elf. Like, you know, when he's like lightweight offensive and he calls like the little person an elf, right? And he doesn't know that he's doing it, but like the other person gets angry and then he goes, oh, you're an angry elf. Like that. But it's like he has that energy of like just clueless, right? And it's just like, oh, you're really like people when you're happy and unbothered. People don't like it, so just be happy. They're not gonna like it anyway. If they already don't like you, you might as well just go around and be happy. Right? There's definitely calls for self-reflection too. I had to look at how I see myself when I had bully stuff happening at work. Yeah, I've definitely been bullied, like, you know, so many times, and I'm like, no. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Too happy to care about you. Yeah, just like go for it. That's the only thing I haven't tried. Yeah, be fucking happy. Just be happy as a clam. And just they're not gonna know what to do with that. Because they're unhappy. So they're like, oh, what's happiness? It's like, oh, they don't actually care about us. No, I don't fucking care about you. Why would I care about you? I don't need to be outrageously happy. I do need to be outrageously happy. Yeah, just be happy. See what happens. See what happens. You know, like, hey, how are you doing? I'm really happy for you. It's really fantastic. You know, what are you doing this weekend? That's great. Have fun. See you later. Skip out of the office. You choose what lets you, yeah, bother you or not. Absolutely. Because that's what she does too. Yeah, just be happy. Just be yourself. Like if you're also like a happy person, like be a happy person. Be your authentic self. Don't let them change anything about you. Because you know what my teacher always says too, and I like this seems significant, is he was like, you know, when two people walk into a room, the person with the biggest energy is going to be the one that gets paid attention to. So why not be the one with the happiest, brightest energy? Or am I not thinking about them anymore? Beautiful. Exactly. Right? Just release it. Release it. It's done. But seriously, it reminds me of Elf. Just that energy of like he just fucking lived his life. And didn't care. Didn't care. Didn't care whatsoever. You know, like sometimes that's a part of the magic is being able to alchemize and realize that it's insignificant. It's insignificant to the journey of life. You know what I mean? Life isn't about I need revenge or like they hurt me. Like, yes, you can have the soul expansion, but life is so much bigger than that. Life is so peaceful. Look at us all. We have internet. We're talking to each other. We can hang out. Tonight, I'm teaching Z School for the Gifted for shielding and protection. So anybody who hasn't gotten their spot yet, make sure you get it. I think you have until 6 to book it, or my time 6. So I don't know what time it is for you. Maybe like 40 minutes. Life is too amazing. You know what I mean? People will trigger our ego, but that's okay. You know? This is a great takeaway. Great. Oh, good. Yay. Yeah. Like there were like, I remember in college, I had this one roommate. There were like 3 of us in there. I had this one roommate who was like super rude to me, like super rude all the time. And she was so dramatic and wanted everything about her. And she just would get confrontational because she wanted to. And I'm the type of person, like, if I just like want nothing to do with you, I will just be like, yes, let's have the conversation, diffuse the conversation, and peace out, because I'm like that. I just, why, you know? And she did not like that. She did not like that. And she's like, I just want to resolve this. Why are you saying, like, she wanted me to respond in a certain way is what she, because she was very emotional and a little chaotic, right? And I was just like, I just came from high yoga. Like, you know, I was like, I need water. Like, what is this? And she's like, it just, you know, I'm just so she's like, I just also, I don't want you to go like 10 years from now thinking about this relationship. And okay, this is where maybe my tact wasn't as good, but it's a good example of like, I should have said it differently in hindsight, but I had said something along the lines of like, you're not important enough for me to worry about 10 years from now. I said, I wish you all the best, but you're leaving in about 6 months and I'm never going to see you again. Because I knew I was also very psychic back then too. But I just was like, this is unnecessary. Like, us doing this is unnecessary. I think we should just let it go. You know, I was like, I don't we're literally in college. We're not like I was like, 2 months ago, I had just applied to non-proliferation school. That was about nuclear weapons. We're just roommates. I was like, this is insignificant. And she was like, I don't know what to say to that. And I was like, well, it's how I feel. You wanted me to say something. It's not like this. I'm going to worry about something else. Like, I send you all the love and compassion, not mistake a night. I was like, we don't have to engage that way if we don't want to. But sometimes people like really need the tension and the friction to like feel in control, but we don't need it. We don't need it. Life is so much better. And I'm not saying you have to take the same approach that I did, because I was very honest, but I also feel like if you don't want to know, don't ask me. Right? Like, I stand by that rule. Yeah, I was roommates with a girl I went to daycare with. Hadn't seen her since it was really hard for me. Definitely a growth experience. Yeah. Sometimes you just have those moments, you know? Just is what it is. Like, you realize how far you come. Hi, Jamila. She was popular in daycare. I wasn't super close to her then, and it was tense and not fun overall to be her roomie. Yeah, oh my gosh, I bet. But it's like, you know, like, again, it only goes as far as our ego goes. That's why we have to heal it, because even if you think of what magic is, like your energy, your happiness, your love, your compassion, your drive to help humanity is your magic. That is your magic. It's everybody's magic. And so, like, anytime we're trying to externally validate ourselves or chase money or be hypersexual, sometimes like chase external, like, you know what I mean? Like body sensations, that's not our magic. It's not our magic. That's a part of our ego, because there's so much beauty in everyday life, but people are just themselves and are just happy, you know? Oh, yay. Take your nap. We talking about roommates. Yeah. I was giving an example story about my roommate and just how sometimes people have a lot of, like, they choose friction and we don't have to choose friction. And, you know, I had a little less tact back then, but like always overcoming ego, even in college. Jumbo, hello. Rafiki, ZiTV, and Fairy Family. Hi. Thanks, BTW. Happy to help. I'm so glad you're here. How do you say your name? Is it Faria? Looks like Fairy. Faria? I got to trade with coworker. Really needed it. That's amazing. 10-10 would not recommend. Yeah. Yeah. I never want to roommate ever again. Ever. Again. Ever again. No. My only roommate are my ghosts. Technically, I have roommates. They go into my room and open my door all the time. But it's fine. It's totally fine. Oh, that's nice. Y'all can trade like that with coworkers. Okay, I'm going to stay on for 5 more minutes and I'm going to head out. Maybe 4 minutes. Because we are prepping for Z School for the gifted. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody needs it. Again, we're going over shielding and protection tonight. It's been quite the day. It's been quite the day. Put the link if anybody still needs to get their spot for tonight for the shielding and protecting. And again, the format is we're going to do the spiritual questions. We're going to get through those, and then we're going to get into the shielding and protection 101. Woo! My mom keeps trying to talk me into one to rent a house, and she doesn't get it. I won't ever be getting one. I'd rather work. Yeah, double time. Yeah, I'm not a roommate. I don't do well with other people. I don't do well with other people. I can barely handle relationships. I'm just kidding. I can. I just like I'm very spiritual, and so it has to be someone like who's also very spiritual. And if they're not, oh my gosh. And then I had roommates in college who like it was so fucking spiritual. One of them, their mom was a shaman, and the other one like was Hindu, and their beliefs were so strong that our place was haunted, full ass haunted. Like her grandpa was just in there all the time, touching stuff, coming in when we were sleeping, standing at the foot of the bed. Like he was like strong. Like they have strong energy, and they would tell me a lot of stories about their culture. And I remember staying at their house. Like it just was a lot. And then the other one, her mom did Jingle Bell. I don't know if you ever heard Jingle Bell, but they basically project their soul up into the spirit realm. It's like a dangerous, like her mom was a shaman. She didn't do it all the time. But she would do Jingle Bell because we asked her for help. Because I was like, this place is haunted. I was literally cooking dinner and there was someone just standing next to me. I was like, this is a little too close for comfort. And my friend was like, oh, my belly thing is gone. and the thing under my bed. And I was like, your protection thing? I was like, oh no, honey. I'm like, Luce, call your mom. But she projected into the astral. And it was, yeah, just unfinished business. It's just like so wild. Like, I'm like, if I ever have a roommate again, it's gonna be me and ghosts. Oh, that's same Z. It's been a blessing living alone. Yeah, it's nice. You can be in your own energy. You can think. I miss my nephew. I miss my nephew a lot. I miss him the most out of everybody. And my dogs. I miss my dogs. But they're safe and sound. Being bananas. My mom sends me pictures of them with party hats on. I don't know why they're partying so much. But she loves it. She loves it. Are they adding spices that you cooked like ratatouille? That'd be so funny. They weren't, but it was like just so like, and I feel like the grandpa knew that I was a medium, and so he like really clung to, like really was like, hey. I would be like cooking, I would look over at the window and he'd be standing in the window. And I was like, hi. And then bloop, inside, and sit on the couch. It's like, so can I help you? I'd be sleeping with my partner at the time. And then my thing would just start spinning around really fast. And then it would stop. And then my door would go. And then he would walk out. And then we had a really squeaky couch. Like it would be like, I was like, what is he doing? Go sleep. Do go sleep. And then I like sat up and then he was like whoosh into my room and then like was at the foot of my bed, like staring at me. I was like, excuse me, could you call your family or talk to your grandpa? Like, this is a little bit too much. This is a little bit too much. He's at the foot of my bed spinning my headpiece around from Brazil. Lately, I keep thinking I'm sensing people in rooms, and then when I turn to look, they aren't there. Oh, it definitely ghosts. Not in my house, but like at work and other rooms I go into, but no one is standing over my shoulder. Oh, they're definitely there. They're probably just playing peekaboo. Like last night when someone opened my door, they're just like, let me just, I'm just gonna. That's what they do. It's the funniest thing ever. And sometimes they don't want to be intrusive, or sometimes it's deities and they're checking out your energy. They're like, yeah, they're checking out your energy. Like with Durga, it was like that. Durga and Durga's animal. I was like, slow down. What is that? Why is it moving? They just come say hi and peekaboo. Okay, everybody, I'm going to get going because we have Z School for the Gifted tonight and I have some things to take care of. If you have not reserved your spot, I definitely recommend that you do that. I've been seeing little dots of light in the corner of my eye. Yay, everybody's seeing spirits. Pretty random, like in general. Very random, yes. Enjoy. Bye. Have a good night. Oh, one last thing. I may or may not do a post this week for the Mango Men and other manifestations. So I'm going to pause for a minute and I'll let you know when I post again. But there is going to be another episode of Adventures of a Single Chuggy Lineal tomorrow. So I will talk to you later, taters. Goodbye. See ya.